Hi, my name is Sarah, and I wanted to share with you the story about my tongue tie experience. I am 40 years old, and I found out a few weeks ago that I have a tongue tie. I believe it's a class 3, and I'm in the middle of a journey to having it released. I have started myofunctional therapy. I've had one session, and I also have a 9-month-old son who was diagnosed with a tongue tie when he was almost 6 months old and had it lasered. Um, the journey of discovering his tongue tie is what led to the realization of my own. And I wanted to share this video because the way that my restriction has affected me has been subtle, lifelong, and very, very, very unknown. I have had a host of issues my whole life that have plagued me and had no idea that they were related to a restricted frenulum. So the things that I'm going to just start at the top of my head. I just kind of want to share some of the symptoms that I have suffered with, hoping that people who may have similar symptoms can relate to this. I have, as you can see, I have a bit of a slanted facial feature. My one eye tends to not open as wide as the other. I have a history of a deviated septum, and in fact had surgery when I was 17 years old. I had a dental surgery as well as orthodontics because I had some issues with teeth coming in. And nowhere along the way, by the way, was my tongue looked at or was tongue tie suspected in any of this. Then I have had chronic pain that begins primarily on my left side and kind of travels down into my shoulders, through my neck, and around to the other side of my neck and into my shoulder on that side. There's been facial pain that I've had, jaw pain, jaw clicking, clenching, grinding at night. I have a lifelong history of insomnia and sleeping issues, falling asleep, staying asleep. I've had night terrors, anxiety, which, now I've learned are flight and fight mode reactions to my oxygen and tongue tie, basically. Since having kids, the pain I have has radiated down the side of my body, the left side of my body primarily. If you look at my tongue, you will see. It's not showing right now, but the left side is weaker. And I have a whole left side weakness and pain issues. That's where the primary issues are for me, which I don't know is not necessarily common in other people. A lot of the symptoms that I have aren't the typical common tongue tie symptoms. I didn't have trouble with speech. I didn't have tons of dental work. I did have issues nursing as a baby. I did have issues gaining weight as a baby. I did suck my thumb as a child, which are also all indicators for tongue tie. But some of the more classic ones, the dental issues, the speech issues, the snoring. I'm not a big snorer. I'm in the middle of being tested for sleep apnea because I do have mouth breathing issues and chronic problems, like I said, falling asleep, and with anxiety and night terrors associated to that from being in a state of flight and fight, because my body is afraid to fall asleep because it is afraid that I will stop breathing and die. Anyway, since having kids, I also have left side weakness and pain that has taken over my hip, my left hip, radiated into my pelvis. I've had pelvic health issues since the birth of my second child that I think were also present during following the birth of my first child. Bunions, feet issues. I have the beginnings of that humpback neck syndrome where your head is kind of pulled forward. I have posture issues.